survivor. I will survive, I will survive. And I'm a firm believer. Will forever strive just to stay alive. That simple means that nobody can hold me back. Nobody can drain my energy. Nobody can hold me sick. I will let alone negativity. Nobody can hold me back. Nobody can drain my energy. Nobody can. Everybody show me some strength. No weakness, show me a man. Strength, no weakness, show them who we are. Strength, no weakness, show me a man. Everybody strength, no weakness, show them who we are. Not when you're old. Your enemies, they must tremble. Your enemies, they must tremble. Yo, not when you're old. Everything have to humble. Everything have to humble. I'm a go-getter. I does go hard. I does go hard.
Williams Funeral Service serve you with dignity and compassion as you mourn. Every day, we embark on the journey of life, and one day, the journey will end. It's on that day that you can entrust the celebration of life of your loved ones to David Williams Funeral Service. Call 718-291-3823.
This time, son, I'm a survivor. I will survive.
Ride along, welcome to the ride. Welcome to Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday on the ride. Yeah, man, as you come and go ahead and share up the thing. Listen, let me tell you from the beginning. Today is no laughing matter, Dread. Today we're dealing with some serious issues. Today we are dealing with some serious issues. So as you come inside, all I want you to do is share and say I share, because we're going to kick off this thing pretty quickly because we have a lot to discuss. We have a whole lot to discuss. I'm sharing myself because, trust me, I don't want to waste a lot of time before we kickstart this one right here today. So, guys, as you come in, go ahead and share the thing. Vernice, how you doing? I see you share it up in the group. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Hold on. Hey, Lacey J, I haven't seen you for a good little minute. Hope everything is fine. Share here, share this one, share it here, share it here. Share it. Yes, you get a share, you get a share, you get a share. Everybody get a share. Guys, how you guys doing? Welcome to Tuesday on the ride, guys. Lacey J, how you doing? Didi Alexander, Aisha, thank you for sharing. I appreciate you. Let me see who first up. Lacey J, you are first up. Thank you so much. We appreciate you always. Boy, hold on. 2 more pages I had to share this on. All right. Guys, today I'm gonna try to dedicate the latter part of the program to Jennifer, how are you doing? To recognize some of our long-term viewers who have been with us for the past 4 years or so, right? You guys who have sent us stories, you guys who have shared and always a part of this ride. Now, when we first started this ride along, right, our initial goal was to allow for folks to share their story, to share whatever is on their mind, give everyone an opportunity to speak. And I remember the first time I brought the idea to someone and they said to me, yo, this is not going to work. I mean, people from the Caribbean don't go on them kind of program and talk about their problems and stuff like that. But we had a bigger vision. Right? We had a much bigger vision. Now, from the time we started, we have done so many stories and covered a lot of stories and put a lot of stuff out to the forefront. Based on our stories, a lot of people have gotten incarcerated. A lot of people have gotten frontline in terms of what they have been doing, from pedophiles to what you name it. we outlined a lot of insanity that's happening in our community, both near and far. So today what I want to do is go back a little bit on a story that was very, very, very provoking. Very, very, it was a story that we did of about a year ago. July 17th to be exact, this particular incident happened. And I want all you to pay real careful attention, because when that story broke and that story was all over the media, everybody was talking about it. Everybody was clamoring to the story. But it seems a year and some pass, a lot have transpired, and it seemed like everybody forget about the story. We didn't forget about it though. So let me refresh all your memory. On July 17th, thereabout, 2020. In fact, I'm going to let one of the eyewitnesses tell the story of his recollection. But today we have the family of Mr. Evans Smith, who's going to talk about what happened from then till now. So let's go back a little bit. On July 17th, a man was assaulted in the vicinity of Fort Judy, St. George, Grenada, right? The news made headlines worldwide. He allegedly was assaulted by 4 Caucasian living in Grenada, residents of Grenada right now. All right. This is the story as was told by an eyewitness who is currently, or was currently at the time, a employee of the said individual. This is his recollection.
Thursday morning, we were all here showing each other what we should be doing, and the dog were at the side of the road where the young lady was playing with it, and the vehicle was coming with the speed, and the dog started backing, and not too far from where the dog would make a few steps, and the front wheel of the vehicle passed over the dog head, and the vehicle went on. There was Mr. Donald was shouting, trying to get the attention of the passengers on the vehicle to let them stop the vehicle, which no one bothered with him. We turned our attention to the dog. We get the dog to the other side of the road. He was looking at the dog, then the dog passed. A few seconds after,
the driver of the van drove his van, came back up, and Mr. Donald had already called his wife. So both of them was waiting for the vehicle to arrive. They get into the road and put their hands up. They try to stop the guy. He came right up to them, and then he finally halted the vehicle. Mr. Donald then walked across to the side of the vehicle and asked the guy to come out the vehicle and wait for the police, or park it on the side. The guy seems to refuse, so Mr. Donald snatched the key out the ignition. Then Ms. Sarah moved across to the side of the vehicle. Donald walked away with the key. He decided to move his truck instead to clear the road, or to secure the key. The guy came out the vehicle, and he was approaching Ms. Sarah. So she seems to put her hands up to stop him. So it seems like a push. And then she broke down in tears, so that was the only physical altercation that took place. Minutes after that, another vehicle approached. A lady exited the vehicle, and she had a talk with the driver of the said van that hit the dog. He told her that they beat up on him and they took his key. So she was like, "Who took your key and who beat up on you?" And she started carrying on. It's very abusive language. And was going at everybody, because all the workers came out, neighbors came out. She was going at everybody. So she tried to attack Miss Sarah.
and the lady was going forward to Miss Sarah and shouting and nagging at her. And I put my hands in between them and asked to stop. And the lady continued. She shoved my hand out. She continued. And I put myself in between. And she was carrying on. Miss Sarah moved aside. And the lady was carrying on. And then a few minutes after, the police came.
She carried on for a bit. She said she's going to take this live, bring it Facebook, you're going to make it global. They're going to be our uprising. I don't know what that means. But I guess what we see on the media now, I get a clear idea. Mr. Donald and none of the kids never lay finger on that guy. The only altercation was a little touch with he and Miss Sarah.
All right, so that was an eyewitness, an employee of Mr. Donald at the point in time. Today, right now, we have on the line that's going to be chatting with us Nicole, who is the wife of Mr. Evans Smith. Nicole, are you hearing me? How are you doing?
Yes, I'm doing all right. I'm here.
All right, Nicole. I know it's hard to go back and relive this story that happened over a year ago. I want to talk about what's happening now because I can't believe where we are right now 1 year later. But before we go forward, I want us to go back in reverse a little bit. Take us back down to that day. Take us back to that day if you could, Nicole. July 17th. How did it all unfold?
It's unfold when my husband and I work on the same project. We are the owner of the maintenance business that we own. So we were on our way. I was the first to meet on the site, and he came shortly after. So we all was in front. And when the workers came out of the vehicle, one of the workers said, "Boss, you realize you hit a dog?" He said, "Dog? What dog?" And before everybody could explain, we saw this vehicle, black vehicle come driving with a speed. However, the man came out, which is now Mr. Donovan. He came out of the vehicle with a whole lot of blood on his skin, and he was in a rage and asked, "Who's the owner of this vehicle?" So I said, "My husband." And my husband was right there too, so he said, "I'm the one." He said, "You need a key, you need a driver's license," and start asking for a set of, personal documents. So I said, "Who are you? You're not the police. Why do you want these things?" He said, "Well, this man killed my dog." I said, "Kill your dog?" I said, "He just got on the side. No one knows. He didn't realize that he hit your dog until when they get on the side, then a worker says that he hit, and he still insists that he, give him all his personal documents." So I said, "No, you're not no police. You're not getting anything here." And he stand there for a while on his phone, and he asked for a Pacific officer to come down in full duty. However, the officer, I don't know, after he realized that he wasn't getting anything from us, he drove away. So my husband had to take another, which is the key witness, one that was with him at the time, took him to another job site. So on his way going to the job site, I was not there, but I got a call, which is my foreman got a call, and he said, "Your husband said meet him down right, not far away they're building the new house there." And he asked that I should come with you. I said, "Why?" I said, "What's going on? You just leave here. What's happening?" And they insist that I leave to go down. While driving down the road, I saw the Glenroy Aberdeen, which is who was with him at the said time. And I said, "What's going on? Why are you here?" And I continue going, and then I saw my husband on the ground, tears in his eyes, trembling, could hardly even get up. And I went directly to him. I said, "What happened?" He told me, while he was driving, the entire family came in front of him, in front of the truck, and blocked the road. So he had no other alternative but to stop the vehicle. So when he stopped the vehicle, the man came and asked him for his keys, and he did not give his keys. So he pushed his hand into the vehicle and take out the keys. So while my husband was out of the vehicle, he slammed the door into him, hit him in his chest and his head, causing him to be a little bit dizzy. And then the wife came, started to, hit him about his body and his face likewise. And the two children also came. and start using some derogatory words to him, black this and and all these things, and telling him.
Hold on. Did you say black? Did they make racial
Yes, black.
slurs at him?
Yes, yes, black dog and all these things. Yes,
They called
you
him a
know.
black dog?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead. Wow. Okay, we seem to lost connection with Nicole. She's going to reconnect back here. It's important that we go back and understand this story here, because I'm telling you, people have like 9-day memory dread. People forget that this story was a story that we need to watch and can't take our eyes off, because if and when, as I think we did, take our eyes off of this one, exactly precisely what is happening now, we expect it to happen. Nicole is back with us. Nicole, are you hearing me? I'm not hearing you, Nicole. If you hear me, go ahead. No, I'm not hearing you, Nicole. Try reconnecting again. Try reconnecting again, because I can't hear you. Yes, so as I said, that this happened July 17th of last year, right? All you remember the outrage, all you remember the media attention, all you remember everybody talking about this. From then till now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to show you a major turn, a major difference in this particular case. While we're waiting for Nicole, I want to also play back this clip for you guys of these allegations. They responded to these allegations, and this were their respond. Let me see if I could pull up their respond to the allegation from the Covenant family. This is what they said.
As a family, we recognise the challenges presented and the range of emotions felt by all during the last week, which has made it difficult for all of us who are fortunate to call Grenada home. We are grateful for the opportunity to briefly address a few matters pertaining to these developments as best we can, with due consideration to the legal process which is underway.
I personally acknowledge removal of the vehicle key as an emotional response in ensuring that Mr. Smith remained on the scene until the police arrived, as verbal appeals up to that point had no effect. The allegations that we have coerced witnesses deeply saddens us. Nothing could be further from the truth.
Conversely, the encouragement of those who have shown support and even speak on our behalf has been both humbling and heartwarming.
Our initial action to contact the police is based on the premise of lawful and peaceful resolution for what we felt to be a notifiable wrong.
We remain committed to this process with no malicious intent towards the Smiths, then or now, in any way.
Our faith rests on evidence, the experts, and the witnesses who will speak to the matter in court. Like everyone, we want and expect truth and justice to prevail, and that we will be a better Grenada together because of it. Thank you.
All right, so that was their response from the allegation that was made. Nicole, are you back with us? No, you're not. I'm still not hearing you, Nicole. I don't know if you're muted. You might want to hit that mute button and unmute, because I'm not hearing you at the moment. So while we get that, Nicole sort out her stuff. Now, that was their response. Now, following this particular incident, of course, you guys remember, they was placed on, I believe, $10,000 bail each, and the court, it was set for a hearing on July 26, 2021, which was just a few days ago. All right, let me see. Nicole, you're back? Nicole? No, Nicole, we're still not able to hear you, and it's really important that we get your side of the story. So we're going to try as much time as we could to get you back reconnected. I don't know if you want to restart your device and do it again, because I'm not able to hear you at this point in time, Nicole. We're not able to hear you. So sort that out and probably restart your device and try coming back in. All right. So let me tell all you. Let me go into the story, and then once we get Nicole, she's gonna fill in all the blank spaces. Now the case was set. The first hearing was set for July 25th of 2021. Sorry, I'm going way ahead. 2021, which was just 2 days ago. This was the news on the first hearing. What happened on the first hearing? Check this out.
All parties were present for the start of today's hearing at the St. George's No. 1 Court. However, 8 months after the first adjournment, the case between Evan Smith, Sarah Harton, and Al Kavanagh is yet to get off the ground. The defense blames the prosecution for not having the case files ready in time for the commencement of the matter. According to the defense lawyer Arlie Gill, disclosure was only made available on Monday, February 15th, the morning of the second hearing, which did not allow adequate time in which to go through its contents. Smith was allegedly assaulted by an Irish couple in Fort Judy last June. The Kavanaghs were placed on $10,000 bail each. The matter was adjourned to July 26th. Nicole Smith, wife of the complainant Evan Smith, walked away furious at the police stance in the matter. She intends to take her complaint to the Office of the Commissioner of Police. She spoke to the media after today's court appearance.
I'm disappointed. I'm angry again. To hear the nonsense, I'm calling it nonsense. I don't have a better word right now to say what have transpired today again. I'm telling you, I'm calling on the commissioner to hear such this is a disrespect to us as the Smith family.
Hey, Nicole.
And to see that over a year, and the police force who was saying that they're representing us, I don't think they're doing the right job, so I think I have to do what I have to do. I will do what I have to do. If the police cannot represent me, and this shows that it brings a bad impact, it shows a bad image of the Royal Grenada Police Force on the whole, and Mr. Commissioner showing a bad impact on you too. And I will be visiting your office. I'm very angry for the nonsense that I have heard inside the court today.
Smith has no legal representation in court on Monday. Mrs. Smith explained why.
So when I asked, I did call the same very inspector concerning for who's representing us really because of what took place the last time. He said there's no need for me to get a lawyer. I said, man, there's no need to get a lawyer because from the very inception of the incident, I saw that there was nobody came in defendant of us. So I said, I think we need to get a lawyer. He told me there was no need. But based on what I'm seeing here, I need to find a lawyer because they are not in my interest. We're 4 persons, not one, 4 persons. I have never heard about any local Grenadians, whether you're black, white, Portuguese, or what. 4 or 5 persons have came on one person of what the message that Sir Arlie Gill was speaking about. I have never heard about that. But we are not speaking about those things. We are speaking about the incident that we went to court for. My husband, he could not have defended himself. Isn't there a voice in Grenada for people who cannot defend themselves?
She says her husband's health has been badly affected by this ordeal.
This case is on him all the time. It's affecting his health. And then to come and sit in court to hear this sort of thing, what do you expect? He's already, come on, for over a year. This is not a big drug deal or a big murder case. Why is it got to be prolonging like this? Why is it? It's either when you go to court, the file is not there, or the defendant lawyer had to travel on a whole bundle of nonsense.
Christina John, GBN News.
So, all you see, kind of like how the thing was setting up. Let me try back and see if you are Nicole again. Nicole, are you there? Nicole, you're still not there, right? All right, Nicole, just call me on WhatsApp. Let me talk to you on WhatsApp because I'm not able to hear you on the live here, and it's very important that we get your point of view on this. All right, Nicole, so hang up here and call me on WhatsApp, and I'll bring you in on the live. So, guys, All right, we're bringing Nicole on WhatsApp. Nicole, you're on WhatsApp now. You hear me?
Yeah. Yes, I'm hearing you.
All right, Nicole. So I want you to finish off where you ended when it cut off there.
Right. Okay. So I after then he explained to me what's going on. Told me all parties beat him up. So I went across to the husband, and I said, "Where's my husband Chuck keys?" And he said, he's not giving me the keys because he's waiting on the police to come. I said, "What gives you the right to take my husband's truck? Is that truck belongs to you?" And he still have the keys in his hands. And then I went across to when my husband said the children also. So there was a vehicle parked right in front of the yard, and the children were inside there. And I went to the vehicle. And I was, I saw them just, come up on inside the vehicle like they saw a ghost when I went to the vehicle. So, and I was so angry, and I got to, the strength was inside of me was to lift that vehicle. So I thought the mom was on the other side, and was approaching her. And same time, one of the workers came in front of me. When he came in front of me, I said, "You are defending this lady. You stand here," and you saw all four of them went on my husband, who could not even defend himself. He never uttered an assistance. And you coming and stand in front of me, and he said, "Well, you're not touching my boss." I said, "Who the hell is you? I'm not afraid of you. Who are you?"
Wow.
And he still come in my face, and I go straight up in his face. And then let's give about a minute or two, I saw the police. Mr. Pear, that was the officer, came up, and he came up to me, and he said, "Whose vehicle is this inside of the road?" And one of the guys pointed and said, "That's my vehicle." I said, "I'm not moving my vehicle." He said, "Well, you're obstructing the traffic." So I ended up moving the vehicle, and I was still carrying on until Rachel said, "I don't know who gave you guys the right to hit at my husband. And then he said, "If you think you can behave bad, I can behave worse than you." I said, "I don't even care."
Who said that? Who said that?
The police officer.
Okay.
He said, "If you think you can behave, I can behave worse than you." I said, and within anger, I just raised my hand. I said, "I don't care."
Right.
I don't care. And then after that, he asked for my husband and was taking writing the statement. To be honest, I myself struggle to understand my husband at times. And as my husband was explaining to him, and he was in that state, trembling his body, still, he haven't, of what transpired, and he's talking to him. Some of the things that my husband was saying, I could even understand clearly.
Right.
But the basic, I understand. So after myself and the foreman was trying to say, "Okay, do you understand what is he saying?" He said, "He's not speaking to us." I said, "Well," so we allow him to let him to finish. So when he finished the statement, I said, "Can you read the statement for us to hear so that we can understand that whatever Mr. Smith say or my husband say is what you write there."
Right.
His word was to us is that if we want the statement, we have to apply to the commissioner of police for this. I said, "What?" I said, "How are we so sure whatever my husband have said, you write in that report there?"
Right.
However, he said it doesn't concern us, and he did not thing. So he went across to the Mr. Kavanas or whatever their name is. He went across to them, and you could not even hear what they're saying, but he's writing. You understand? This police office, and we are in close proximity to each other. We're not hearing what the man is saying, but the police officer is hearing what he's saying, and he's writing. Asking about any physical contact, he said no. And I was like, "What?" Anyway, he continued, he writes, and then immediately I took my husband straight to the doctor, because there was a wardener there with him. The police wardener, the lady who was wardener, who gave us the document to go to the medical document. So we went directly to her, which is and she did our assessment, right? What, the injury and what, give us some medication and all these things. And we went home. The medication that she gave could not have done anything because my husband was in pain. He was in shock. His body was still, and even though the sickness that he's battling, all of it comes on him right there. And it's from one thing to the next. One thing to the next with my husband, which I don't even want to mention on the air because it's very heartrending.
Right.
And then the case came up. The first time the case came up, the prosecutor who was there said he was not aware of that.
Before we go on to the case, Nicole, I want you to hold on for a second, because one thing that you said that I want to just reiterate on is that the man in question, Mr. Covenant, he called your husband a black dog.
Yes, it was all of them, the children and all of them were. Oh yes, he did, and he's telling him how he's stupid. While he's there doing that, they are punching him in his face and about his body. Yes.
Wow. And he also said in his statement that he did take his keys, but that's unlawful imprisonment. I mean, he's holding him against his will.
Exactly. What right does he have pushing his hands inside the vehicle to take a key to restrain someone from until the police come? That's the police duty, not him. I do not know. And those two witnesses are lying to the I don't know if how far they are lying. They are lying because in the time of the incident, nobody was on the road based on based on what those other workers who were there and I was passing, they said the dog was there and the dog was rushing, like probably walk back. When dog you're passing and dog barking and trying to rush at the wheel.
Yeah.
Maybe that's when the dog get hit and he didn't know. Because most of my time, my husband always drive with his windows up because of his illness. He doesn't want people seeing from from what state to when he get. So that's the whole thing. So he doesn't know. He wasn't aware. I mean, and the way in which he come on the side, he come with intention. Because it's a pretty thing I didn't have, because I didn't really expect to see someone come up to the work site like in that rage. This man was full of rage and anger when he came with all the blood, and it's like he ready to fight, Junior. Yes. But he had no chance because there was too many of us there.
What role did you see for yourself? I want you to tell me what you heard, right? I want to see what role did you see his wife and his children played while you was on the scene?
What I saw from them is that they just don't care. Whatever is like, I'm sorry, not something else. We didn't do more to them. Because the children was in the vehicle, but the man and his wife, they are the one who I see. And the man was standing there with a rage in his face, and he fold his hands, and it's like he's not. No matter what I read from it, no matter what I say or do, he's not handing over that keys to me.
Right.
And he didn't.
He held on to the key.
He didn't.
And the question that a lot of people are asking as well, a lot of people are asking, the incident as it happened, it was translated to you. Someone that saw what happened told you, expressed that to you, correct?
Express
the assault. Someone told you about the assault, how the assault happened. So you didn't witness the assault by yourself.
No, my husband told me. I wasn't there. Junior, there was no way if I was there that would have happened. No way. Honestly, I'm telling you that.
Right.
No way that could have happened.
Yeah.
They would not even have a chance to lay their hands on my husband, not even on the vehicle.
Okay, right. Okay, so go ahead. So the court date was selected. The first date. What happened then?
The first case, when, like I said, when we got there, is that the prosecutor said to the judge that he was not aware of the of this case. So I raised my hands in the courtroom. I said, can I ask a question, please? Can I say something? I said, this is a case that made the media worldwide. It was an uproar in Grenada. And you're telling me, you're standing here in this courtroom to say that it was not bring to your attention? I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I said that. And then the judge told me that question, whatever I'm asking after directly to the prosecutor. He sat there, he said nothing. He says nothing to me, Junior.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. He didn't respond. And then after the case was adjourned off to 6 months after, it put off, not 2 months, 3 months,
Mm-hmm.
And that sent us in another race. Sent me especially in another race, especially I got to deal with my husband. He's already fighting. He already have enough, on his plate. This is a man here, he have battling with his sickness already. Could not have defended himself. His hand was down at his side. And they could have seen and they could have realized that from time the man alone hit him. He knows that. Then the wife came and realized he wasn't retaliating. You still have your 2 children to come and take advantage? No, Daddy had. On all of that, you read that these people didn't care. They didn't care.
Yeah.
However, the second case come. Again, another nonsense again. That the case, the file that Arlie Gill was supposed to get, he did not get it until the very same morning of the case, of the hearing. So he said he did not get enough time to go over or to assess or to evaluate, to be prepared for the case. Then it was being postponed again. Another rage inside, a lot of get angry again. I keep saying, well, then we are nobody. What is going on here? What is the state, And again, we actually we found the case coming up again. It postponed for another 5-4 months again. And then it comes again. Only to hear that he had to travel. The next time, he had to travel emergency for his family. I said, what? What is going on here? So, my body reaction and the way I react in the court, they got the message that I am angry.
Right.
And I walk out. Now here yesterday again, he had to be in high court. The case is postponed. Until when? What they said yesterday is that the earliest date that they have is either January or February of next year. There's no earlier date.
Oh, wow.
Yes. However, I can't remember what they call the lady that sits in front of the judge. She looked and she saw, and they said the 8th of November, but the 8th of November is not fixed because Arlie Gill is not there to say whether he will be available on that day or not. So there's no fixed date as yet. So he will respond whether he's available on that date. If not, we have to wait until next year. And until then, all these times, from the time my husband and I know that the case is coming up, there is this feelings here about I'll hold back again. And most of the time we predict, from the time they come in and they started to sue and all these things, we could predict what's going to happen. But what hurt me the last time, just back a little, is when Arlie Gill is going to stand and say he have never seen. You have seen, there are many times where black people, I'm not saying to say black people, our color skin, sorry to use black people,
Yeah, no, it's
that beat up upon one another, beat up upon one another, and you have never seen a police or anybody report it to police. Why is it? Is it because of is a different color of skin? What is he trying to say there? And
hold on. So Ali Gill defense, or Ali Gill stance on this is that when black people beat up on black people, they don't get all this media attention. But because it's a situation with a white person and a black national, is getting worldwide attention. That's what he spoke up on in court.
Yes, and this Black Life Matters. So he's trying to say, what about white life doesn't matter too? Yes, he did.
Wow.
So I am one. I'm saying, what is really going? Are we a puppy show? Do my husband life matters? Huh? Does my husband life matter for what they do? Does that mean give them the right? Okay, he's trying to say, okay, since that out of our own very own is beat up on ourselves, it gives the right for those people to do what it doesn't need the attention that it is being given, which I trying to understand whether if he have some sort of, or if he have family. Do he really have a family to be saying these words or turning these words out of his mouth? Or I guess it's just that is the money he's focusing on, so he's making it looking nice, But my point right now, that I want to send a message out, is to the government. If we are being represented by the government, or supposed to be represented by the government, we are not seeing any justice whatsoever. Because I can't see a case like this from over a year going on to 2 years, and there was not one hearing for us, not one hearing. And on top of that, I myself and my husband, we have met with the assistants. We tried to get to the commissioner. He was not there. We speak to the assistants. They promised to look in because with our case, we wanted to know why is nobody communicating with us. And mind you, everyone, no one from the government or the Royal Grenada Police Force has never had a conversation with us pertaining to this case until this day. I'm telling you, no one.
So you are being represented right now. That's in the criminal case. I must say that there's also a civil case that is ongoing, but this what we're speaking about is in the criminal case. Criminal case.
Yes.
So you're saying that you've been represented by the RGPF, which is the Commissioner of Police, and
yes.
They have not spoken to you at all?
No, not at all. None of them. They promised the Assistant Commissioner. He promised that he will speak to the prosecutor, and he wants to know. He cannot believe that they have never called us, put us to sit down and let us know what is the ropes, what is the do's and the don'ts. No, I said yes. They have never, because when I reach out to them and ask him, can't we have a lawyer to seek our own interest? He told me it's just wasting money. It doesn't make sense that they are representing us. But is this a representation? I don't think the word represent supposed to be there, because they are not doing anything as far as I'm seeing.
So why couldn't Sylvester represent you in the criminal case as well?
Well, he did ask. He wrote to them at the time the DDP was Pinnock. He did wrote to them, and he never responded. Never responded back whether he could or could not. Never responded. So when I spoke to the Caucasian commissioner, he promised me he would speak to the prosecutor and he will get back to me. Junior, up to this blessed day, God spare me upon this life, on this face of the earth, I haven't heard from him. I went directly to the DTP and I expressed what is going on and how I'm feeling, including my husband's situation. What is it that he can do? Because I know when you can't, on the local side, you go on the DTP, he told me he's no part of the case. He can't do anything. He himself tell me he's gonna seek into it, and then he's gonna get back to me. Junior, to this day, I have never heard or seen, not even a minute nor a second, any one of them call and ask to speak to me or my husband. None. So is this the way the state represents a citizen? Nah. And you're asking us to cooperate, to work together. Is this what you call togetherness? Is that what we call unity? And this is how you expect citizens to trust you, and to be whole long and be whole of it, to make it worse? You have signed a oath that you to defend and to protect. I don't see these things happening. Honestly, I don't see these things happening.
Yeah. I want to go back on one other thing, right? I mean, this whole thing stinks. This whole thing stinks.
Yes,
they
it
playing you.
is.
They playing you for a puppy show.
Of course.
This
Of
whole
course.
thing. It don't look good. It don't look good, and they know better than that. I think they know better than to expect people to believe that there would have been some kind of justice when the situation was how it is. It started off in a bad way anyway. But let me go back a little bit, right? Because you said something there, and someone just posted something on the chat as well. They're saying that you didn't witness what happened. Your husband is who told you basically so basically you going off a hearsay, right? And did he know for a fact that he was getting hit by his wife and his 2 kids? Or he just know that somebody was hitting him?
He knows for a fact my husband is not blind, Junior.
Uh-huh.
He's not blind. He can see, he can feel. And there was a witness there. So what they're trying to say, or the person is trying to ask, he's fabricating something. I would understand if my husband was blind.
Right.
But he's not blind.
Right.
He can fully see, he can speak. He may not be able to speak clearly, but he can speak. And the fact of the matter that he's driving a vehicle, that tells that he can see, so he knows what went on.
Yeah. Because one of the defense from one of the defense on this case, they was saying that his wife was never involved, allegedly, and that his kids definitely was not involved. He didn't hit him. All he did was take the keys, and that's what they're saying.
No. As like the what's the guy? So, if the kids or nobody hit him, where did he get all these?
Yeah.
His lip burst.
Of course, because he didn't beat up himself.
His body has been, swollen, feeling pain about his body. Where did he get it from? Did he just take himself and turn mad then?
Yeah.
Start to beat up himself.
Yeah. Yeah, that is sad. That is a sad occurrence, Jed. And I can't believe a day like today, a year and a few days after, you can't even get one court date to actually state your case on what happened. Every day is a cancellation and a cancellation because Ali Gillen did this one and did this one and get this. So they go string on this thing for until you just say forget it, you get tired and then just forget about it then.
That's how the system goes here. It's very prejudiced. That's how the system works here. They stretch you out until you no longer just say, so okay, I can't take this anymore. And that's how many things sweep under the carpet. And that's how you see a lot of people have been hurting and going through so many things that they're going through because the system here do not represent. Because this is one. And there are many other that people can testify about that does not should give people that assurance, that confidence to put them the trust in the law here.
Yeah.
If you don't have money and you're nobody in society, you're nobody. That's how I see it. That's how it is.
It is sad, and I would have loved to see if they opted to have someone like Sylvester or somebody else, a lawyer, represent you on this particular case.
Seek our interest.
Seek your interest. Because the mere fact that they haven't come and they didn't sit down and speak with you or counsel you or talk to you or your husband, what are they really defending? What could they actually? How could they really defend you if they don't even hear from you or speak to you?
You're defending someone who you don't even know. You're defending someone you don't even know what the pain they feel. You don't even understand what they went through, and you're defending. What are you going to stand up and say? You don't have anything to say. So therefore, they also are going by hearsay.
Yeah. So is it that they are still preventing you from getting a personal lawyer, or you could get one if you wish?
Well, based on what I understand, they said it's a case, and it is supposed to be the prosecutor who's supposed to represent us. So I study law, but I do not know deep down how Grenada law, the police, Royal Grenada Police Force work, because based on my understanding of our DDP, when these things happen, the DDP is supposed to step in. Why is he saying that he's not a I wondered what was the purpose? Maybe all DDP of every country or every, island, whatever, is different, I guess.
Yeah.
Because when you don't get your satisfaction from you go directly to the DDP, the district prosecutor, and who's the prosecutor is for the people. So I do not understand that they're trying to cover up. What they're trying to cover up, I do not know. Who they're trying to shelter, and I do not know. Because from the inception, the police officer, he approached in any event. It don't matter what is the event. If there's someone on rage already or hungry, you do not approach them with anger. You're going to get a response that you don't expect. But as a police officer, he should have come to be better than that. Than to use that word, he could be worse than me. What are you sending? What message are you sending? You see, you're sending the person who's already in a rage there for in rage. If you want to come with that. And he come in, and from the beginning, he come in defense of those folks. He didn't come to solve a problem.
I really thought and was expecting that when that court date was called on the 26th, that he was going to come out and say, boy, Junior, I had the case, and this is that, this is what happened, this is what happened. But to wait for so long, because I remember how angry you was when they moved the case from last year into this year, and you say, boy, so many things could happen within that time frame. And you wait so long thinking that you would have your day in court, only to find out that the defense attorney didn't show up because he's in handling another matter, and they had to postpone the case for another time pending if he's available, so he could just play this off and kick the can down the road for the next year.
That's what he's doing. That is what he's doing, because based on my knowledge, I've been in court already. When a date has been issued to either defendant or to the both lawyers, they check the schedule to see if they will be available, and they agreed. Now I'm wondering, didn't he know he had to be in high court today to agree upon this date to know that he have a case on this day? So what are they taking for, a puppy show? Is this a gimmick going on? Come on, Ali Gale got to do better than that. He got to do better, and this is all him. And then for me, that I understand, the force is going along with him too, because all of them, it's. I'm telling you, I've gone through enough with this case already, dealing with my husband. I'm still dealing with it, all the emotion and the everything that I'm dealing with on my own. They don't know the half. So when I go outburst to hear, and the nonsense every time you go into the courtroom, I call it nonsense. I don't care how everybody else look at it. I call it total nonsense and disrespect to me and my family for this nonsense here. And the state need to do better than that. They need to do better than that in cases like these, for the citizen. And many others of people who are speaking and go to thus far, even not only of the case, there are others some who have positive, who give us a good support, and some who talk negative things. Hadn't they been in the position, or was their family, they would not have uttered the words that they are saying.
Yeah. Listen, I know you was talking to me earlier, and you were saying how this thing affected you, Dread. Financially, it affected you and your family financially and otherwise. And having to keep going through this. Tell us about how this has been affecting you and your family financially. Talk to us about that.
Financially, it affected us from the time the day this incident happened. The very next week, the person we were working for, because we were working right in Fort Judy, not far away from there. Sorry if I'm getting a little bit emotional. Far away from there, she fired us without a notice, without explaining why she terminated the contract. We got a call and hear that I wasn't there. My husband still battling to come, trying to understand what really took place and why did this happen to him at home while he's sick in bed, and I was carrying on. And then she fired us.
So what do you ask? So you're getting victimized. You're getting victimized on top of it.
Yes. Never paid us. Just and that was a relative of the DDP, acting DDP at the same time. They did right, a notice, a letter to them. And I guess it went also directly to the immigration officer, trying to protect her from leaving the country. And that was in the heat of COVID too. No flight was going in and out. You had to hire a private jet or something to get you out. How she get out? Only God knows. Maybe she just turned invisible and went out. That's all we were made to understand. She no longer on the island. So we never get paid evicted. But from then to now, since the incident to now, we're struggling to get job because my husband is being branded, stigmatized in society. Every time and the things that, if not to the little children, and they see, oh, there's a man that the white people beat up. You know what? You know what it is to face a public like that. Huh?
Wow.
Oh, that's a woman. Look at the woman there. There's a woman. The man who white people beat up. Those are the wives there. That's how we being pointed, and we don't be pointed out secretly, boldly. So we have never got jobs. We used to get jobs from the government. We used to get jobs from people. The people who we used to get jobs from no longer give us, When you call, it's like they don't even want to talk to you. For what reason, I don't know.
Wow.
So it's by the grace of God and by the help and the assistance. Some people's name I can call here, who helped us financially and even to find food for us and see us through. It wasn't been for them. I don't know where, but God is on our side, Sometimes when we don't have a meal, people just throw it up and just say, look, the Lord speak to me and he said, you need help. And they come. We're still looking for job today. We are behind on our bills for our family, all because of this. And then to see how the case is going on this criminal side that caused us not to be able to still be out there to work for ourselves. And this is what we got to go through. You have to fight with this illness. I have to fight to assist him. And then even right now, it's so overwhelming me that I don't even have the strength to do what I'm supposed to do.
Well, I think they're trying to weak you out. I think they're trying to strain you out to go just say, you know what, I too tired for this, man. Let me just forget about this, because this just a blueprint of how you would corrupt a case and frustrate someone in a case. That is the blueprint. If there's ever a blueprint, that is it. From what you're telling me here now.
You know what it is when you sit down inside here to see the prosecutor, the person who's supposed to be representing you, is knocking and laughing and skinning their teeth with the defendant. And when you mean speaking about Ali Gale and them, and inside there, you sit down like a puppet inside there, and they're making, laughing and joking in front, and you there. So you're wondering, well, who really representing us here? I'm telling you, this goes on in the court. In the courtroom, you there, both parties are there, but the prosecutor and the lawyers and them, they're just laughing and, knocking glass and enjoying themselves, and you sit there wanting to hear that the case is being postponed when they all finish and enjoy themselves.
This ain't supposed to go so. I think the Commissioner of Police, I saw him on TV today talking about what transpired with the job and them, and they're exhausting a lot of resources over this. A lot of resources. It's like the whole RGPF exhausting the resources. I'm not saying that is not important, but I think they are so. This case right here is because the prosecution has failed and is failing. Because as you said in the first case, they were supposed to present documents, they didn't get to present it. It's like they're dragging their foot.
Yeah, they are dragging the foot. I tell you, he came like he'd have no idea what's going on, or you have never heard about the case. I say you living in Grenada and you don't have never heard about this. You take over from an office or from whoever you have taken over. Haven't they given you turn over what is there and what is not there, so that you at least know what is coming up? So that shows the level of what must I say, order or the way in which they do things inside there, what they put for priority is not the priority.
Yeah. Now, we're calling on the powers that be, right? To take a serious look at this case here, because the world watching, the world watching us, this is not a banana republic without rules of law, judicial, and this is not a anyhow. This shouldn't be like a anyhow kind of ruling and anyhow kind of governance, The world is watching people, right? All you hear and all you see, and I know that the powers that be that watching, and I know everyone is secretly watching this, probably in their headphones, but they're sitting in the office and they're watching this and they're hearing this. And I know they're saying to themselves, we're really messing up this case, We need to do better, I know all you have a better conscience on that, because at the end of the day, you can't see someone that went through all of this stuff. They have been victimized. Then they have been re-victimized. Right? Simply because it happened to them. The man didn't ask to be in the situation that he's in. He never begged to be in the position that he's in. Because he was in that position, he can't even get a job. The people that he used to work for, probably he's some friends with the accused or the lawyer in question. And so money talking, people shoo-shooing and things happening. The family can't even get a job. One job, the man business mash up because something happened to him. This ain't supposed to run so, man. The world watching. The whole world is watching. And I'm happy that you came on and speak about it, because a lot of things that you spoke about yesterday, a lot of people didn't even know. We didn't even know what was going on. But the world is watching, and the RGPF need to pull up on their socks on this, because they are they are representing in this case right here. Or release, if that is the case, let them get proper representation that is serious about this case. You can't throw up your hand and say that you're not doing a good job, but then there is some kind of blockage. If that is the case, that proper representation, and I know proper representation costs money now, and of course they're in a problem right now because they can't find work. So it's double jeopardy anyhow you put it, they're in problems. So Nicole, I real sorry to hear what is transpiring with this case here. I real sorry, because I really thought that something would have happened on the 26th, to tell you the honest to God truth. I thought something would happen on the 26th.
Joanna, it was so it even reached to my son. I had to seek help for him, because when he heard, that these men, these people beat up on his father. No, he knew very well that his father is not, it take a toll on him. Mm-hmm. I had to get help for him because of her rage and a hunger built within him. We'd sit and we put him down, sit down and talk, say, it's not all people like this in this, this skin color are bad and treat you this way. Everybody's supposed to be treated equally, but you just have some of them don't have a heart. We had to put him sitting down, we had to go to counseling as far to reach him for them to counsel him, to get this out of him. We don't want him to look at other, every, people in that color of the skin to look that they are bad or they treat you that way. No. We train our children. We don't have, personally, I do not have no problem with anybody. I live within our country. We have 6 races where I come from. 6. Mm-hmm. I don't have hate for anyone. And I'm a Christian. If you was a Christian, you tell yourself a Christian, you believe in God, you can't have hate in your heart. I have, it wouldn't make a difference even if they had come and say, I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. But they don't care. They didn't even utter the words much as sorry. You know?
Yeah.
And then this lawyer, he just every time I see him is, I don't know.
Oh, Ali Gill?
Yes. Standing there to make such statement. You have never seen any, black people beat up on black folks, and I don't haven't seen the publicity like this. Is it because of the color of the skin? What is he trying to say? Huh?
Somebody
I've
said.
never seen anybody even though they want to use it, the black folks, four person on one beat up on one. I've never heard of that. So I didn't know what message he was trying to send or what is he trying to instigate there. I'm wondering if it was his family, what he would have said.
I have too much to say about this man, so I'll go hold my tongue for now because I will get in trouble tonight. And I will just hold my tongue on this one for now. But we don't know when the next court date is.
Not to say, when someone is representing someone, they communicate. Communication is the key. There's no key here, you know. We have a deadbolt but no key. So where you being locked inside to die? It's like they lock throw it in the cell and lock it up and just forget about it into forgetfulness, and that's what I feel going on right now. That's how I feel. I'm sorry to say that. Because if you can't communicate with me and let me know what's going on, how to be going to go about with this case, what is it you're going to stand up in court to speak on my behalf? I don't know. I'm so waiting for that day to hear he open his mouth to say he defending us. What is he going to say?
Yeah. What is justice? What does justice look like for you, Nicole, and your husband? I know it's.
I'm not seeing any justice here. We're on this case so far. I haven't seen any. I don't even know if the word justice prevail in this case. But I need justice. This is someone, not to say that is someone who have fought back. This is someone who could not. If he had his strength and he had, been in the ordinary, fully healthy, there is no way this would have happened. But he could not. He couldn't. There are full evidence to prove and show. Even in the, I'm so waiting for this. Would have liked to see this case reach the full maximum. To hear, honestly, I'm really, really would like to.
Yeah.
He speak about justice and he speak about being the truth will prevail. I would have loved to see the truth. And yes, I was not there when the physical, incident happened when they beat up upon my husband.
Yeah.
But I was there after onwards. I was there throughout the rest of it. And my husband when I went on the scene, my husband couldn't even stand up. He was shaking, his lip was swollen, blood was coming out from his mouth. And then these ones that are saying that they are witness want to come in my face. But now I was I'm no lying. I was really hungry and I was in a rage there. Especially when he said the wife. I never hit my husband. Who is she? And then children. The word of God said, "Order thy mother and father," who give them the authority to raise their hands on big people. And they never been taught about those things. And then when you get a whole history, bringing down their nasty attitude for wherever they come from down in the Caribbean. This is not for the Caribbean. This case should have been examples to stamp out whatever they have in their head and thinking they can, whatever can be done over in where they come from. It should show that this is not tolerated here. But like I said, you have money, you don't have money, you are nobody here. You're not someone in high place who can do certain things. You are nobody.
Yeah.
The oppression needs to stop.
Yeah. Well, listen, Nicole, as I said, this case is a case that we're going to be following. And I'm sorry, I'm really, really sorry that you and your husband have to go through this 1 year later and you still can't even get a court date to sit down in court and tell your side of the story. I understand the frustration, I understand the anger. I think all the viewers that watching also understand the frustration and the anger. Anybody that have blood going through their vein could understand the frustration and the anger. And it goes back to when people don't see justice and they don't see things happening in the right and proper way. And I'm not telling you to do that, and I know you're not going to do it. But what's going to happen is people are going to start taking things in their own hand, and we're not advocating for that type of things. But that is what else. I mean, they are pushing people to just start doing things beyond themselves.
Yes, yes. They'll take my jungle justice is probably that's what they're looking for. If you, the state, when you take the oath, is to defend and protect, well then, many times I'll just see our laws, not only here, some, but I can only speak for here. Most of the laws that they have here, it's just on black and white in pen and paper. Nothing is being enforced in the correct way.
Yeah.
Nothing is being enforced in the correct way. So then when you now as an ordinary man try to do only, just copyright what they're doing or try to do something obliquely opposite, they want to come down on you. You're the worst out when they are doing far worse than you.
Yeah.
They're not showing, setting no example, none. And to make it worse, the state, this is a state, this is a state case. Is this our state represent a citizen? Oh my goodness. Well, then I don't want to see another one. I don't want to see another one.
Listen, Nicole, we're going to continue to follow this and see whatever support that we could lend over on our end as well, because I understand that this situation is difficult for you and your husband, especially around this time. And to lose all sort of connection to even get employment is like they soak you out there to die, because they take away your bread. They take away your bread. And I could understand even the frustration that the man going through, because now he can't even bring home the bread because something happened to him.
They take away all that he had, most the main thing that he had home is like most times what he usually used to say, it's no use living because he can't even protect himself and able to defend himself much as his family. Now he can't even provide.
Yeah.
And then they're rolling around up and down a puppy show with this case here, something that takes away from us. And then it looks like they want to take everything. So this case will just, frustrate us, and every time you go is postponed. I think the government, the Royal Grenadier Force, whoever is responsible. When you say the state, and that means from the head, from the Prime Minister right down, the head, because this is the state, he is the head.
Right.
He needs to look into this and have something done. Something has to get going. And for me to see all these times we have delayed, this case shouldn't even if we had a case now, shouldn't even reach, another 6 months shouldn't reach this case.
Right.
It should finish, come to a close and end.
Yeah.
Because you know what? You're playing with people's physical, mental. If they do not know what is mental health, they need to go and do some work. Mentally, you're playing with your mind.
Yeah.
Emotionally, there. What are you trying to do? Where is the hope? Yes, we have hope in God. That's the only one we can have, we rely on right now. But where is the physical hope, man? Where we live among, where it is? Where is it?
Yeah. Listen, we're out of time here, right? But this is a story, as I said. A lot of other media entities are not talking about this anymore. They went through the 9 days thing, and it's not a burning story anymore, so everybody's not talking about it. But we got our eyes on this case. Trust me, Nicole, we are watching this, and we're going to hold those responsible. We're going to hold their foot to the fire and make sure that they know that the public is watching this case. They can't just push this under the rug and let people forget, like they do in many, many instances.
Many.
Because a lot of people forget, and they be like, okay, well, nobody talking about it, so we could just move on. This is not going to happen here in this case. We're going to keep monitoring it and keep being vocal. I know a lot of people calling you names, people calling you angry and all of these things, but you have to do what you have to do, and I'm proud that you are doing what you have to do. Because if you didn't, Nicole,
it would.
Nobody would have known about what's happening or what happened here. Trust me.
Exactly.
So I hear, I see the posts, people calling you foreigner, you're not from here, where to go back where you come from. I heard it, trust me. And I know you heard it too. Sad and embarrassing as a people.
And if I know what's good for me, I better go back where I come from,
Yeah. Yeah, no,
So I think one time I had even called in and let them know. I said, look, they didn't pay my plane ticket to come here, so they can't tell me when to move.
right, yeah. Now,
I even said, as much as people, I go as far as that Junior and said, the amount of things that myself and my husband, especially my husband, have paid here to the development of Grenada, most of them who are talking haven't paid a cent yet.
Yeah.
And we have done a lot for this country. It is a part of us now. My son is a Grenadian. We are Grenadian, born here. We may come here, as they say, we come, unless, as I said, I will always say, maybe they drop.
Yeah, but that's not even a question, Nicole. That is not even a question. I don't want to entertain much of it because a lot of us live in other places that we wasn't born in. So that's not that. People are talking about this thing. You just have to ignore them. There's more Grenadians that live in, and other Caribbean people are living out of the Caribbean than in Grenada right now. So don't even entertain this kind of nonsense. You just keep being vocal about this. And don't care how angry they say you are, just keep being vocal about it. Because if you didn't speak, nobody would have speak out about this. And this would have never been getting the media attention that it's getting. And you have a friend in Ridealong to get your information out there. As long as something happens, you could always send it off to here. And we're going to make sure that we hold these people foot to the fire. We don't let up on it. But thanks for speaking out and continue to speak out. And we're going to keep watching this case. Thank you. Any last word before you go, Nicole?
I just want to thank you very much to all those who support me from, me and my family from the beginning and until this day. I also thank you, Junior, for hearing me and let everyone hear, my voice. And for those who are fighting, even those who are not fighting, I'm going to say that God is watching. And he always protects his own. And for those who want to be rallying around this family and also the case, I thank you very much. I really much appreciate the crowd that came out from the very first time. That overwhelmed me. I'm expecting to see that same very support and even more to see justice to prevail in this case.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nicole. We're going to keep in touch. Boy, watch. When all you think, all you hear it all, Dread. When you think you heard it all. When you think you heard it all. Nah. You ain't even hear it yet. Guys, really and truly, seriously, I still have confidence that good sense will prevail. And the people who are blocking, bottlenecking, holding this thing up, would common sense will prevail in this situation and release and let this case go through Jed. Let the people and them have the day in court, because it's been one stagnation, stoppage, blockage after the next. And she's resilient. They're resilient. They ain't gonna give up. They ain't gonna give up. But if it was some other people already long ago, they would have thrown up their hand and say, you know what, forget about it, I'm done. So shame on the people who are doing this to make sure that this is pushed under and nobody's speaking about it, and this just gone. People get away with whatever alleged criminal activity that they did, and that's it. And listen, we really have to get away from that 9-day kind of mentality, Dread, because a lot of people didn't even remember that case, to tell you the honest to God truth. We look for the next headline and we forget about all of these things that is still brewing. I tell you something. I still looking for answers to a case that was so fucking big. All I remember when the guy came down from New York, went to Grenada, molested this little boy, and then they give him a $1,200 bail, and then he left, and then we published it, and then the RGPF got it turned over. It was the first time ever that the RGPF ever did that to a case, and then they charged the guy, and then because it was a big set of social media talk about it. The commissioner came out and he said, yes, they're going to charge the guy and they're going to overturn the $1,200 bail and chalala, chalala, chalala. The guy left Grenada, went back to New York. Nobody hear about this case. And if you ask, they go say the investigation is ongoing. And we go never see about this investigation. So unless you don't talk about it, they go think that you have amnesia. There are so many cases, from incest to assault. As long as social media is not talking about it and putting the RGPF, putting the people, politicians, not only the RGPF, politicians and all involved, as long as we don't keep putting their foot to the fire, they go think that all you catch amnesia. Because really and truly, all it does catch amnesia after 9 days in truth. But we have to show them that this is not what it is. There are a lot of incidents that happen that are very, very, very important. We don't hearing about it no more because social media don't talking about it. And they're very reactive. Jab jumping up there, they arresting people by videotape. I don't know how you authenticate that anyway, because that could have been a video jump up from 2 years ago. How you authenticate the video file? But that's a whole other ride along. But there are many, 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 many more important things that also have to be looked at as well. And I hope they're utilizing all the resources on one thing and forgetting about the other important things that need to be looked at as well. There are many, 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 many. Guys, I'll wrap it up here on this one, but rest assured that we're not going to forget about the case. I don't want you guys to forget about this either, and we'll do what we could do to help out the Smiths family, as they go through a lot right now. As you heard, they went through this. Man made his allegation that he was beaten up, knocked in the face allegedly by Mr. Covenant with the door in his face. The man take away his key, allegedly imprison the man, right? The man get frustrated. All of this stuff happened to him. After it's said and done, he lose the contract that he had. Probably some friend, I don't know, friend or some associate. He lost the contract. He can't work, and he's not getting any more work. And this thing happened to him. It happened to him. Okay, let me see if I could open up the phone lines really quick. I want you guys to call in. Before we wrap up, I want you guys to call in and show me some of your reaction to what you heard here today. I'll take a couple calls if you guys want to call in. I'll give you an opportunity to do that. 718-701-5720. That's 718-701-5720 if you want to call in right now. This is your opportunity to chime in on this. 718-701-5720. And I hope that the powers that be are watching. I hope the powers that be are watching. We still want to know about the case that we broke 2 years ago that they said was under investigation. The young man left Grenada, he came back to the US. What is happening with that case? Somebody tell me. Somebody tell me about the case that we broke 2.5 years ago, where the young man molested a little girl in Victoria, and they said that they was under investigation. We want to know about that case as well. It seemed like everybody forget about it and nobody talking about it, so the investigation done silently. We want to know about that. And we ain't forgetting Mr. Lawrence Bell. Right, we ain't forgetting Lawrence Bell, because all you know, if we don't talk about it, we broke the news 3-4 weeks ago, and as soon as we broke the news, that's when they arrest the man. If we stop talking about it, they go forget about it and feel like we ain't paying attention to it. So we have to keep talking about it. As somebody says, I've broken a record. They go say, but you keep talking about this, he can't shut up. No, we can't shut up. We ain't gonna shut up. We got to keep talking about this, guys. Keep this stuff in the front line. Many other media outlets may not talk about it, may not have it as a topical issue, but we'll continue to circulate this information here on The Ride. Thanks again for watching, guys. Thanks for paying attention. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for being a supporter. Thanks for being a top fan, whatever you are. Thanks for helping out. Also, guys, if you want to be a part of this ride and you love the ride and you want to see this ride go from strength to strength to strength and continue to do what we're doing, you too could support the ride. There is a quick donation form there if you want to donate. Any little thing would help. You know, all the donation that we get within the ride here is always goes back into the community to help. We have our grocery drive, we had ham drive, everything goes back into the community. Everything goes back to the community. So if you're in a position and you could help donate, pay it forward, you never know when you would be the one that would be on the receiving end. So you can make that donation right at the bottom of the screen. I think the donation link is pasted at the bottom of the screen. You guys could go ahead and support to continue to help the ride. Also, you could become a top fan and a supporter. You could click that link at the bottom as well to become a supporter of the ride, and so we could continue to do what we're doing here. Don't forget, if you have a story to tell, I want you to inbox us, call us. We want to hear your story, want to share your story. Because if you don't speak, nobody is going to speak for you on your behalf. All right? Peace out, guys. Catch me again tomorrow. Bye-bye. I gotta also tell you guys about our I forgot to tell you, in fact, that we are doing a project. This one is called the Ridealong Media Moral High Ground. It's a movie series, it's a short film series, right? So we're gonna be taking a lot of these stories and converting it into mini movies, right? It's a big project and it has a lot of moving parts. It's called Moral High Ground. So you're going to start seeing a lot of those stories that we're speaking about. You're actually going to be visualizing it. It's true stories retold, right? So to do that, we need actresses, we need actors, we need people. So we're going to be doing this big drive to get actors and actresses all over. So if you want to be on our roster, inbox us and become a part of the cast, right? So this is called the Moral High Ground. It's a series of short films, Ridealong Media series of short films, and you guys could be a part of it. For more information, inbox us and we're going to get that information to you. Also, I got to tell you that you could, where is that? Boom, YouTube, yeah. YouTube, that's where we are, guys. We're also there. I want you guys to go over there and subscribe to us on YouTube. Click that link and also click that bell so whenever we go live you get your YouTube notification. 24 hours programming also right there on riderslive.com. Check us out on riderslive.com. This is Ridealong Live. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys again tomorrow. Peace out. Bye-bye.
I get a phone call from the police that don't know him good. What? They tell me they find Michelle but under a pile of wood. Who take Michelle? Who take Michelle? Who take Michelle? 10 job take Michelle. Who take Michelle? Who take Michelle? Who take Michelle? Them job where you got the whole world in his hand, got the whole wide world in his hand. Job got the whole world in his hand. Job got the whole world in his hand. Has been us up anywhere. Permission from nobody, double penny there. Permission from nobody, fuck it up anywhere. Permission from nobody, them as every day. Permission from nobody. Well, you ever play job without a chef? Your mother. Who take Michelle? Who take Michelle? Who take Michelle? 10 job take Michelle. Who take Michelle? Who take Michelle? Who take Michelle? Them job will take Michelle. I don't get the nicest blow. Job take me. I don't get the sweetest blow. Job take Michelle and go. I don't get the nicest blow. Job take Michelle and go. I don't get the sweetest blow. Job take Michelle and go. Like down on the beach. I bump up Michelle. Michelle looking nice and pretty, and I love the smell. There's no time to waste. I take Michelle home. Put Michelle long on the bed. You know that I live alone. Watch me. People say I fall in love and it was easy to tell. Everywhere I go, you know I used to walk with Michelle. No carnival coming, decide I go play a bass. Them job they take Michelle, can't even see when they pass. Oh God, who take Michelle? Who take Michelle? Who take Michelle? 10 job take Michelle. Who take Michelle? Who take Michelle? Who take Michelle? Them Michelle and go. I don't get the sweetest blow. Chop take Michelle and go. I don't get the nicest blow. Chop take Michelle and go. I don't get the sweetest blow. Chop take Michelle and go. I catch a tabanga. Man, I start to grieve. I was overconfident. Michelle can't get up and leave. I gather my friends to make a such immediately. Watch me. If I find somebody else, then they go see. I make up my mind this time. I really going out hard. Anybody find Michelle, I'm giving them a reward. I get a phone call from the police that don't sound good. They tell me they find Michelle, but under a pile of wood. Who take Michelle? Who take Michelle? Who take Michelle? 10 job, take Michelle. Who take Michelle? Who take Michelle? Who take Michelle? Them job where take Michelle. I don't get the nicest blow. Job take Michelle and go. I don't get the sweetest blow. Job take Michelle and go. I don't get the nicest blow. Job take Michelle and go. I don't get the sweetest blow. Job take Michelle and go. Who take Michelle? Who take Michelle? Who take Michelle? 10 job take Michelle. Who take Michelle? Who take Michelle? Who take Michelle? Them job where take Michelle. I don't get the nicest blow. Job take Michelle and go. I don't get the sweetest blow. Job take Michelle and go. I don't get the nicest blow. Job take Michelle and go. I don't get the sweetest blow. Job take Michelle and go.
Welcome to TD Bank, where you'll find the personalized attention you deserve and the legendary experience you expect. Let's do business. If you are a medical or dental practitioner, contact me to hear about our tailored lending solutions for residential mortgages, equipment purchases, practice-related commercial mortgages and refinance. Visit me at 500 Baychester Avenue to hear more about our full range of personal and small business banking solutions. See you soon.
Feeling hungry? Grab a snack. Caribbean food delight. Jamaican patties,